How's it going, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video, I guess. Today, I know it looks like I just got out of bed. It's about 6:47 p.m. I did not get out of bed. I had a lazy day today, which doesn't happen often, so I like to consider myself lucky. This is the car that you won't really see often that I make videos on. That's just because it works. Enough said. But this right here is my 2015 Volkswagen Jetta. Bought this car about a year and a half ago. Originally got it as like a daily driver, but the car is mostly used for the girl, so she can get back to and from work and whatnot. But we're going to be doing a review on the car, doing a quick look around, show you what's cool about it, what it's like to have a Jetta, and just questions and concerns that people might have. So let's get it. So right out the back, just looking at the front, it's like really weirdly thick and shaped at front. It's like kind of wide, but it's like kind of short at the same time. However, I like the car. I like the aggressive headlights on it. You got the Volkswagen Emblem. This car is from New York City. That's where it was bought new at, so not by me. But so it has a front license plate cover. I would normally not like to have those on a car. However, they already drilled holes in the bumper, so it's staying. But it has a nice lip to it. When it comes to the front end of the car, there's nothing really too crazy or concerning about it. It does what it's supposed to. It looks great. So here's the side profile side of the car. This is the driver's side. One thing that I would like to say is ever since I had the car, it's never been in a collision or anything, but this bumper's kind of been snapping out. I guess the little clips in it to hold it in broke. That is like a quality thing, but other than that, it seems pretty built. But these right here are 16-inch tires, 205, 55s, 16s. So not a crazy large size. I've never had anything German before. This is the first thing for me. Typically when you got a car, you have like a lug nut that spins off a stud. These are actually lug bolts that the bolt or the lug nut actually screws into the brake rotor instead of the other way around. So that's an interesting idea. I do not like it because I knew that it was common with German cars. I've seen them before in other cars. This is the first time that I've ever run a car with it. But I went to go rotate the tires on this thing for the first time. I took out the last bolt and the whole tire just frickin' fell. There was like nothing holding it up. So from that point on, now I'm like a little more concerned about it, but here you go. So these are the dealership premium wheels. It was an option that came with the car when whoever bought it brand new. This person obviously bought them. If you didn't buy it, you just had the regular steelies with hood caps. So here's the back of the car. This car is a 2.0 NA. It's naturally aspirated, so no turbo, whatever. They did make them with turbos. But typically if it has a turbo, you see like SE here. I know the car is super dirty and needs to be washed. But nothing crazy here. We got these cool looking taillights that I like a lot. I just like the design of it. So the field door, I mean, it's not anything super crazy or weird. It's one of the ones that you push it and it opens. And then you just have like a regular cap that comes off. I'm actually turning it that way so it's facing that way. There we go, you just tighten it. It does have a little holder on it, so look on the gas cap when we take it off. And the gas cap has a little point here. The point actually goes in this little circle there, so it holds it so you don't have it dangling, because you don't want to get gasoline on the paint, because that will mess it up worse than we messed up Japan. Another thing though, with the gas cap is that when the gas door is shut, right, you know, you could just press it to have it come open. But when it's shut, and you're to get the key fob, which is right here, right, you hit the lock button. This locks as well. So no one's going to be taking your gas until the car's unlocked, then it opens right up. So that's a cool feature. I tried to record this with the camera outside the car on a tripod so it would be more steady. The car was not liking that, so we got the car turned on. We got our gauge cluster here. We got 55,000 miles. But looking over the steering wheel, we have our controls here. This is for cruise control. You can turn it on and off. When cruise control is on, your trip meter kind of disappears. Turns it off. You have resume, you have set, and you have cancel. You also have plus and minus. These buttons are so if you're like cruising on the highway at like 70 and for some reason you want to go faster, you hit the plus sign, you'll set your cruise. Like if you want to go 80 miles an hour, you hit the plus sign, you cruise at 80. If you want to go back down to 70, you hit the minus button, you go down to 70. I know if you have some of the higher end cars, the middle button, which I don't have, but The middle button will be your radar guided cruise control. So on the logo, even on this car, has a sensor in it that shoots out. So if a car in front of you was to just stop randomly, your car would stop on its own. It'll get to detect that. Next, you have your volume controls for your radio, so you can turn it up or down. I currently have nothing plugged into the radio, so that's just going to be there, but I know if I have the buttons, it just brings up the volume menu. Next, we have the horn, which only works when the car is on, but there you go, for anyone who's wondering. Next, we have our, these actually do a couple things. So here's your button. So if you were to call somebody, like I don't know, like I was to call mom or whatever, that's the button right there is to hang up. This button is the voice assistant. The car has this weird voice assistant, so if you were to press it.
Main menu.
Then you kind of tell it whatever you want. I don't really like it. So you could just hit the button again and send the lady away. Next, you have your channel buttons. If you're listening to like the radio and you're trying to go up or down like your preset, you could just hit those. Next, we have the screen in the center here. And with the other buttons, with these two, and then these two, and then the OK button, control the center screen here. So right now it's currently set to miles an hour. The girl likes to know how fast she's going. You know, there's speedometers right there. That's not good enough for her. But you go up, it tells you your average miles, or your average speed between trip. There's trip meter A and trip meter B. Next you have, same thing, average trips. How many miles you have left until you're out of gas. Average miles per gallon between trip 1 and trip 2. That's your current live reading. So when you're currently driving down the freeway, it'll tell you live how much miles per gallon you're getting. Turn the air conditioner on, it's kind of hot in here. Tell you how long the car has been on. So if you're driving right now, the car has been on for about an hour for trip 1, 28 minutes for trip P. And you can reset them to 79 degrees outside. That right there is a cool feature. It limits how fast you want to go. So you can put, like if you're driving through like a really, like let's say an area that you know is heavily patrolled police officers and you tend to speed a little bit, you set your speed to whatever you want there, and then when you go past it, it'll beep at you. And with some cars, it will slow your car down or prevent you from going faster or whatever. And then back to your miles per gallon or your speed. But to trip it, or do the trip meter, to know how many times you drive. If you hit like, this is right here is your trip meter for how fast you've been driving. If you hit OK and you hold it, it resets it. So all the 1 with 1 in front of it will be set to 0. Like that will be set to 0. That's set to 0. 2 is still there. 1's just set to 0. So yeah, that's how that works. And that's the center screen in the Jetta. Alright, you have your tachometer, which reads your engine speed. You have your speedometer, which reads car speed, and you have a little light to tell you that you're not hitting your brake. When you turn the car off, this car actually tells me when you have a bunch of different services coming up, like your oil change, tires. It also tells you when your North Carolina inspection's due, which is pretty cool. You reset it and then it gives you a year time. It's not just for North Carolina. If you're living in another state that does your smog testing or whatever, it'll let you know. Right now, yeah, mine's due next month, so that's cool. You have your headlight switch, which turns the headlights on and then right back off, and then right back on, and then you shake it all about. No. Alright, next thing we got going on is the radio in here. Radio is pretty cool. You have your FM radio, which plays, radio. Let's turn it back down because copyright is a thing. AM radio. Oh, I love this song. Yeah, I know. You have your media, so you have a CD, you have aux. If you have Bluetooth would appear here. Actually, let me connect my phone real quick. Play a song. Yeah, I'm not going to get copyrighted for this video, but it is completely fine. Let's listen to a normal song. Just go halfway through it. Hit media, hit Bluetooth, and then it'll start playing the song. There we go. And then, yeah, when you're not playing anymore, if you go to like aux or whatever, it gets rid of the Bluetooth. You have your menu. This right here is just to do your radio settings and whatnot. You have like different options here. Next, you have your sound, which controls, you know, your sound. So like your treble, middle, bass, balance, fader, exit. Your eject button, so if you have a CD in there. I don't, because it's 2021 and I don't think I'm going to use CDs. You know, you got your C, you got your folder. This is the tuning knob for the bass and treble. This is your volume knob. Oh, really? That works? Okay, and there's the steering wheel buttons. Next, you have your climate control below that. You get cold, you get hot. I'm going to go back to cold because it's already hot in here. Fan speeds. Fan speeds on here is weird for me. You got like, you know, a quiet little breeze in summer, right? Now you got like, I don't know, it's kind of windy outside. You got someone that's like blowing in your face, and then you just straight tornado. The first three is just different speeds of slowness, and fourth is like, yeah, you want to get blasted out of the car? Next, you have your, where you want it, this thing at. So this is cool, is you can also put it between things. So if you want to like on your face, but your feet and you can't tell, you can actually adjust how much you want it. So you have a little bit there, a little bit there, you get more on your feet, or right in the middle. But it's like that with all of them. But that's pretty cool. We have the 6-speed automatic transmission. So you go into drive for drive. Sport for sport mode. It even tells you up here what gear you're in. So drive, neutral, reverse, park. Then you also, if you put it down in drive and you go over, you can now select what gear you want to be in. So 1 or 2, they only give me more options. When I'm driving, I could choose more options, but you can't really start a car in third. I mean, you could, it's just not recommended. You have a e-brake, which, you know, brakes hands. Okay, vents. I mean, it's not really too crazy. It's an interesting car. You have your unlock, lock. You have your mirror control. You have your left to adjust the left mirror, right to adjust the right mirror. And then on the winter days, you flip it around and those will heat up to melt all the ice off. I've once touched it when the heater's been on for about 5 minutes just to see like, oh, I wonder how hot it could be. The answer is super freaking hot. Don't do it. Don't put your hand on there. Trust me. Let my mistakes be your legacy, I guess. Rearview mirror that dims manually because, you know, I'm on a budget. I did put some LED lights in here. I know. Oh, I'm still in drive. But I did put some LED lights in here for the girl, so she has bright lights at night. She thinks they're too bright, and I think she's ungrateful. But there's those. We have the microphone for the voices is there, and then we have a glasses holder that holds, well, glasses. Next we have a visor that comes down, slides open, hello, slides back closed, it goes back up. So that's really the front seat. You have all the windows. All windows are one touch roll up and down, so just touch it once and it rolls. Even the back windows are like that, you know, one touch. And they're also one touch up, so I can do this and they're all going up. So that's pretty cool. And then you also have your little trunk popper down there. But let's go to the exciting part and talk about the engine. So here's the 2.0 4-cylinder engine from Volkswagen. This is not an engine that I'll brag about. It only produces 110 horsepower with 125 foot-pounds of torque. Looks dirty. It needs to get kept. I need to clean it. That's really all I get to say about the car. Next is something I wasn't really thinking about, but I know my mom for sure likes it. We're going to go for a test drive. I'm going to take you guys with me, but the camera angle is going to be what some people will say quite exhilarating. Hello. Okay, so you guys are me. You guys are looking from my perspective. So we're going to be driving the car here. I'm going to let it do a cycle of random beeps and boops and whatnot. I'm going to turn the radio to FM and we're going to turn it off. And when you turn it off, it has the time here, but it's the same time that's demonstrated up there. So when you set the time up here, it'll be set there as well. So yeah, we're going to go for a test drive. Stop at stop signs, guys, remember. Once you stop, count to 3. 1, 2, okay, that's enough. I want a car, like, I never had a car with low miles just to begin with. So when I got this car, it had like 23,000 miles or something. I'm like, whoa, like that's super low and low. And I mean, now it has 55,000 miles, and the car, you know, it drives fine, no issues. And I'm like, okay, it's normal. Apparently not, because being a mechanic, I've seen a lot of cars just like this year and all, with less miles that are just torn to shreds. Headliners falling, freaking mirrors are busted and whatnot. So I like to think that I take really good care of this. So we got a dog bar there, which is cool. It's a bar that you could bring your dogs. This is like the hipster utopia of Charlotte. Really cool, but still driving. They got the fire department here. Stopping here at a stop sign. Not really seeing anybody come in. That one is going this way. So this is a really nice area. It's expensive, but it's a nice area. Turn the lights on. This car does not have automatic lights, so when you want lights on, you gotta manually turn them on. The car, when it comes to speed, it's slow. Like the 0 to 60s, I don't know, my best guess 0 to 60 is like at some point. It's between some point and eventually. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep it in drive mode, we're not even gonna put it in sport, and we're just gonna gun it. First thing to 40 or 50, right? So let's go here, we're at 0, and go. Going to 50, my foot's on the floor. 50, boom. However long that took, I'll put it on the screen somewhere. But that was at some point. I mean, it's a lot slower than everything else I own. I'm willing to bet my Suburban is faster. But anywho, I'll let you guys go. I know you guys don't want to sit here and listen to me yapping my trapping. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you, all of you guys, next Sunday. And 2 weeks from now, we are going to be, it'll be 2 weeks today. Wait, no, yep, no, wait, no, 3 days ago. It'll been 2 weeks. There's my lovely house. It'll be 2 weeks. And we'll be going to New York in the Chevy Suburban. So hopefully we can get all the work we can get done to that. But thank you for guys staying tuned. And I'll see you in the next video.